Let's cut to the chase. Weightlifting isn't just for bodybuilders, it's a game changer for athletes in every sport. Picture this, you're faster, stronger, and more explosive. It's not about getting huge, it's about getting better at what you do. Think of your body as a high-performance car. Weightlifting is like fine-tuning the engine. You're not just adding muscle. You're teaching your body to work better as a unit. Every lift, every rep, is a lesson in coordination. Your muscles learn to fire together, making you more efficient in your sport. Lifting heavy stuff is hard. It teaches you to push through discomfort and focus when everything in you wants to quit. Alright, you've got the basics down. You're hitting the weights regularly. But are you stuck in a rut, doing the same old routine day in, day out? That's a recipe for boredom and stalled progress. It's time to shake things up. Variety isn't just the spice of life, it's the secret sauce of athletic development. Your body is smart. Do the same thing over and over and it figures out how to do it with less effort. By changing things up, you keep your body guessing. You force it to adapt to new challenges. That's where the real progress happens. Variety keeps you engaged. It makes training fun. When you're excited to hit the gym, you train harder and stay consistent. Let's geek out for a minute. Understanding the science can help you train smarter. Muscle growth, or hypertrophy, happens when you stress your muscles. You create tiny tears in the muscle fibers. Your body repairs these tears, making the muscle bigger and stronger. But here's the thing, not all muscle fibers are created equal. You've got slow twitch fibers for endurance and fast twitch fibers for power. Different types of lifting target different fibers. Strength isn't just about muscle size, it's about your nervous system too. When you lift, you're teaching your brain to recruit more muscle fibers. Heavy lifting triggers a hormonal response. You get spikes in testosterone and growth hormone. These hormones help you recover faster and build more muscle. The deadlift, it's a beast of an exercise, but don't get stuck doing just one version. There's a whole world of deadlift variations out there. Each one can help you in a different way. First up, the sumo deadlift. Wider stance, hands inside the legs. This variation hits your inner thighs and glutes more. It's great for power lifters and anyone who wants to target those areas. Next, we've got the Romanian deadlift, or RDL. This one's all about the hamstrings and lower back. You're not pulling from the floor, instead you're hinging at the hips. RDLs are killer for developing that posterior chain strength. Squats. They're not called the king of exercises for nothing. But there's more than one way to bow to this royal movement. First up, the front squat. Bar across your shoulders, elbows up. This variation hammers your quads and core. It forces you to stay upright, which can be great for your posture. Next, let's talk about the Bulgarian split squat. One foot elevated behind you, squat down on your front leg. This unilateral movement will expose any imbalances between your legs. Goblet squats are a game changer, especially for beginners. Hold a dumbbell or kettlebell close to your chest. It's easier on your back and great for learning proper form. Don't let its simplicity fool you though. Goblet squats can be brutal with heavy weight. The bench press. It's probably the most popular exercise in the gym, but are you stuck doing the same old flat bench press? Time to mix it up. Let's start with incline bench press. Set the bench at about a 30-degree angle. This variation hits your upper chest more. It also brings your front delts into play. Now let's flip it. Decline bench press. This one targets your lower chest more. It's also easier on your shoulders. Don't forget about dumbbell variations. Dumbbell bench press allows for a greater range of motion. You can bring the weights lower and get a better stretch in your chest. Close grip bench press is a tricep killer. Bring your hands in to about shoulder width. Olympic lifts. They're not just for Olympians. The clean and jerk and the snatch are powerhouse movements for athletes. They build explosive power like nothing else, but they're complex. Let's break them down and look at some variations. First, the power clean. It's like a deadlift that you accelerate to catch at shoulder height. This move is all about explosive hip extension. It teaches you to generate force from the ground up. The hang clean is a variation that starts from a standing position. You don't pull from the floor. Instead, you start with the bar at your thighs. Let's talk about the push press. It's like a military press with a little leg drive. You use a slight dip and drive with your legs to help press the bar overhead. Plateaus. They're the bane of every lifter's existence. You're making progress, then suddenly, nothing. The weights won't budge. This is where variations come to the rescue. They're your secret weapon for smashing through plateaus. First, variations change the stress on your muscles and joints. Maybe you've maxed out your chest's ability to push in one plane. Switch to an incline or decline, and suddenly you're challenging it in a new way. Variations also allow you to target weak points. Say your bench press is stuck. You might find that your triceps are the weak link. By incorporating close grip bench or dips, you can bring up that weak point. When you go back to regular bench, you'll be stronger overall. Alright, you're sold on the idea of variations. But, hold up. Before you dive in, there are some crucial things you need to know. Before you start throwing new exercises into your routine, let's talk technique. Good form is crucial. It keeps you safe and ensures you're getting the most out of each movement. Without proper technique, you risk injury and won't be able to maximize your gains. So, let's make sure you're doing it right. Let's break down some key points for common variations. These tips will help you perfect your form and get the most out of your workouts. For front squats, the bar position is key, rested on your shoulders, not your neck. Create a shelf with your deltoids. Elbows should be high, pointing forward. This keeps the bar in place and your torso upright. Remember, a stable bar position helps you maintain balance and control throughout the squat. When it comes to Romanian deadlifts, it's all about the hip hinge. Start by pushing your hips back, not by bending your knees. Keep a slight bend in your knees throughout the movement. Lower the bar along your legs until you feel a stretch in your hamstrings. This movement targets your posterior chain, so focus on feeling the tension in your hamstrings and glutes. Don't round your back. Keep it flat or slightly arched. A rounded back can lead to serious injury, especially when lifting heavy weights. Always engage your core and maintain a neutral spine to protect your back and ensure proper form. So, you're ready to add some spice to your routine with variations. Great, but hold on. Before you dive in, it's important to understand how to incorporate these variations effectively to maximize your gains and avoid unnecessary setbacks. You can't just throw them in willy-nilly, you need a plan. A well-thought-out strategy will ensure that you get the most out of your training and keep progressing. Let's talk about how to program variations effectively. This involves understanding your goals, current fitness level, and how different variations can complement your main lifts. First, don't try to do everything at once. It's tempting to add multiple variations, but this can lead to overtraining and confusion. Pick one or two variations to focus on for a training block. This allows you to give each variation the attention it needs. Maybe you swap out back squats for front squats for 4 to 6 weeks. This change can help you develop different muscle groups and improve your overall strength. This gives you time to really learn the movement and see its effects. Mastering a new variation can also keep your workouts interesting and challenging. Consider using variations as accessory work. These exercises can support your main lifts and help you address specific weaknesses. After your main lift, throw in a variation. This can enhance your training session without overwhelming you. For example, after heavy conventional deadlifts, do some Romanian deadlifts. This combination can improve your posterior chain strength and stability. This way, you're still getting the benefits of the main lift while targeting specific areas with the variation. It's a balanced approach that can lead to better overall performance. Think about your weak points and use variations to address them. Tailoring your variations to your specific needs can help you break through plateaus and achieve your fitness goals more efficiently. Let's zoom out for a minute and take a broader perspective. We've talked a lot about the immediate benefits of weightlifting variations, like increased strength and muscle tone. But what about the long game? How does this approach benefit you over years, even decades? The answer: in more ways than you might think. Varied lifting isn't just a short-term strategy, it's a lifelong commitment to better health and fitness. First, varied lifting promotes longevity in the sport. It allows you to stay active and engaged in weightlifting for many years. By constantly changing the stress on your body, you reduce the risk of overuse injuries. This is crucial because repetitive stress can lead to chronic pain and long-term damage. You're not hammering the same joints and tissues in the same way day after day. Instead, you're giving your body a chance to recover and adapt. This means you can keep lifting heavy well into your golden years. Imagine being able to maintain your strength and vitality as you age. Varied lifting also keeps you mentally engaged. The variety prevents boredom and keeps your workouts interesting. The constant challenge of learning new movements keeps your brain active. This mental engagement is just as important as the physical benefits. You're not just going through the motions. You're problem solving, developing body awareness, and staying sharp. Each new movement requires focus and precision. You're problem solving, developing body awareness, and staying sharp. This heightened awareness can improve your overall coordination and balance. This mental stimulation can have benefits that extend far beyond the gym. It can enhance your cognitive function and keep your mind agile. So keep mixing it up and enjoy the lifelong benefits of varied lifting. Embrace the variety, and you'll find that the rewards are well worth the effort.